Did you know that YouTube Shorts gets more daily average views than TikTok and Instagram Reels in 2025? Released in September of 2020, it's a rapidly growing short-form content platform that has a huge potential to market your business and generate new insights. SerpApi actually has a service that's going to let you easily scrape YouTube search results. Through one easy-to-use API, you can scrape all the short-form video data for any search term you want. Today, I'm going to show you how to pull this video data and turn it into a simple JSON object with only a few lines of code. Whether you want to build a new tool that conducts competitive analysis or you want to generate thumbnail ideas for your next YouTube video, the possibilities are endless with this API. First, I'll show you a quick demo of this API using our online playground. Then I'll show you how to do it programmatically using JavaScript. Before we get started, make sure that you've registered for a free account on SerpApi.com so that you can get access to 250 free search credits. Next, head to our online playground. You can find it by going through our documentation and going to YouTube Search API, or I'll link it in the description below. Just make sure that when you're in the playground, the engine is set to YouTube. To pull YouTube search results using our online playground, we simply need to enter our search query here the same way we'd enter our search term on YouTube's own search bar. Today, let's pull up results for winter style 2025 since we're right at the start of winter. Within about a second, you'll see search results on the left that look like the results that you typically see if you did this search on YouTube's own UI. On the right, you'll see the JSON data related to the videos, which contains all the key information about the video, such as the title, thumbnail, publishing date, and more. In order to get data on the short form videos, all we need to look for is the shorts_results property in the JSON object. You might notice that the search results you get on our online playground is a little bit different from what you would get if you did the same search on YouTube. YouTube personalizes your search results based on your device, previous watch history, location, and many other factors, which is why it could be a little bit different from what you get searching with SerpApi using the default settings. One thing you'll notice is that YouTube implements infinite scrolling, so you'll never run out of search results. SerpApi, on the other hand, returns up to 20 video results in one API call, so if you want more results, you simply need to make more API calls. So in order to get the next 20 set of results or the next page's results, all you have to do is go to the next page token, which is under pagination or SerpApi pagination object, and just copy that over and paste it into the SP filter. And here you have the next set of results. Another feature I want to mention is that you can filter your search results on SerpApi the same way that you filter your search results from YouTube. Say, for example, you only want to see videos that were uploaded over the last week. What you would need to do is just go to YouTube, go to the filters, apply that filter, and then go to the URL and copy over the value of the SP parameter, and you're going to enter it into SP here and click search again. And now you'll see that all the results you get back are posted over the last 7 days. All right, now let me show you how to do the same thing using code so that you can integrate this API into your existing code base. Using JavaScript, we can extract the title, thumbnail, and views of the short form video results so that we can do some keyword research on YouTube. This will give you insight into the titles and thumbnails that perform best for certain keywords. I'll assume that you've got Node and a basic project set up. If not, check out this video that will take you through all the steps of setting up a basic project. So in order to make the API call, all we need to do is call our imported function getJSON and pass in 3 required parameters. The first one is going to be our API key, of course, which we imported on line 6. The next is engine, which in today's case is going to be YouTube, since of course we're searching on YouTube. And last but not least is going to be our search query, which is going to be the search term that we want to use to pull up the videos. And for this tutorial, we're still going to use winter style 2025. And since this is an asynchronous function, we'll put the await keyword in front of it and assign it to a variable. Let's call this data. And once the API call is complete, we'll console log and see what we get back from SerpApi.
Now, before we run this file, let's also wrap our function in a try catch so that we can more gracefully handle errors if they happen. And this is completely optional, but I'm also going to use the library JSON colorizer so that when I console log the JSON object in the terminal, it can be more easily read. All right, now time to run this file in our terminal and see what we get. So it looks like the API call went through and we got back a JSON object. Now there is a lot of data here because this JSON object contains all the data about the long form videos as well as the short form videos. As I mentioned earlier, all of the data that you would see on YouTube's own UI after you conduct a search, you will find on the JSON object from SerpApi. For data on the short form videos, just look for the property shorts_results, and that will contain an array of objects that contain data about the shorts. Since we're only focused on the short form videos today, I'm also going to use a SerpApi feature called JSON restrictor. And the JSON restrictor parameter basically lets us filter our results from the API for only the fields that we want. This ensures that we don't get back more data than we need, and it could potentially make the API call faster. So to just get the shorts results, I'm going to set the JSON restrictor to shorts_results. And if we run it again, you'll see that we only get the shorts_results in our JSON response. So each item in shorts results actually contains an array called shorts, and shorts contains a group of 10 short form videos. If we look at the YouTube UI for a second, you can see that YouTube shows a list of shorts in between their long form video results. To loop through each of these shorts, we first need to loop through each of the lists and then access each of the videos within each list. So let's do that right now. So the first thing we're going to do is actually check to see if data even has a shorts results property. And that's because sometimes when you do a search on YouTube, it won't necessarily return back short form videos as part of their search results. So if there are shorts as part of the search results, we'll loop through each of the groups first, as I mentioned earlier. And within each of the groups, we're going to go into the shorts property, which is going to contain an array of the short form video data, and loop through each of the videos. So for each video, I'm going to print out the title, the views, and the thumbnail. So let's save this and we'll try running it. And now, as you can see, we've got all the data on the short form videos for a search term displayed nicely in a terminal, and you can obviously use this data in whichever way you'd like, whether that's exporting to Excel file or displaying it in a front-end application.
SerpApi makes pulling data from the web insanely easy, and you no longer have to waste time dealing with Google's changing layouts, getting IP blocked, or solving CAPTCHAs. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave me a comment below or contact us at contact@serpapi.com. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.